Hi, and welcome to Ink and Inspirations for another fun tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how I use beveled window panes on some projects. The beveled window panes come in a package of 12, and there are three sizes, 2 by 1.5, 1 by 1 1/4, which is the one I'm using here, and a little 1 by 1. So I cut my paper the right size before I start, and that's very vanilla cardstock. And I'm going to take this image from the Clearly For You stamp set that's in the Occasions Mini, and I'm going to ink it up with Baja Breeze. And I don't want too bold of an image on this little square, so I'm going to stamp off first and get some of the ink off, and then I'm going to directly stamp onto the little rectangle that I've pre-cut. And you can see that it is barely there, just a shade of the image in the Baja Breeze. Next, I'm taking this little floral image from the same stamp set, Clearly For You, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Up markers to color the leaves and stem. This is always artichoke. And I'm going to get pretty good coverage because I want this image to stand out from the background. And although this is a little time consuming, it's well worth the effort. It makes for a real pretty multicolored image. And that's what's so great about having the Stampin' Up markers in the colors that in the color collections. This next color is Melon Mambo. And I'm going to use the brush tip side again and just do those little flowers. Now, after you color with your markers, to re-moisten the ink, we always blow on it or huff on it to moisten it with our breath. And that's what I'm doing there. And then I'm going to stamp it on this little rectangle that's going to go behind the beveled window pane. And I want some of the stem in it to get some of that artichoke, and that turned out just right. Now, I'm thinking that I want another little image on there, so I'm going to go back to the same stamp set, and they have some really cute tiny images in there, and there's a pretty little butterfly, and I'm going to go ahead and mount that on the clear block, press it, and hold it for about 3 seconds, and then I'm going to use the Baja Breeze ink again to ink up this little image. Just something to fill up the white space that's on this little piece of cardstock. Okay, so now I have it ready to go, and now I need to mount it to the beveled window pane. And when I first saw these in the catalog, I really didn't know how I was going to use them, but I really like them. I've done several things with them. And you take about a 9-inch piece, that's about a 9-inch piece of Always Artichoke seam binding ribbon. And I like using this because it's real flexible and narrow and thin and fits through those little slots in the side of the beveled window pane very easily. And you can see the image is going to be behind. I've gone through the slot on the right, and I'm pulling it through so I have a little bit left for when I come back around to tie it. I'm pulling around the back and going through, and I'm trying to position where I can see and not block your view. And I'm going to pull that through and move that out of the way so I can straighten the ribbon and slide that in. And now I'm going to take the ribbon and pull it back around to the back. Once I get the image positioned behind the beveled window pane, pull it around the back, and that is what's going to hold that image in place. And now I have 2 little pieces of the ribbon left that I can tie to secure it, and I'm just going to tie a simple knot and then trim my ribbon with my crafting paper scissors, and we're going to be done. Now these can be mounted onto scrapbook pages, cards. I've even made magnets out of them. They're just really pretty and add a real pretty element to your projects. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have questions, email me at lisa@inkandinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you visit my website at www.inkandinspirations.com, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.